Hello everyone, myself Suresh, lecturer in mechanical engineering. So today I am going to deal with a subject called basic workshop technology, and I selected a topic from carpentry. So in that, again I chosen the topic called cutting tools. So actually in previous class we discussed about some of the cutting tools. So those are saws, okay, and some other tools, that is nothing but saws and chisels. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about planes. So these are also comes under cutting tools. So now we can see the diagram of a planes. Okay, right. So actually what are planes? So planes are also known as paring tools. So these paring tools is used for shaving or smoothing the wood surface to obtain the desired shape and size. So this means that by using these planes, so we can make the workpieces to shaving or smoothing the surface of the workpiece to obtain the desired required shape and size. So this operation is called planing operation. Simply we can say that by using a special planes or some other planes, so we can remove the material from the wooden workpieces, that is smoothing the workpiece by moving the plane on the top of the wooden surface. By removing the excess metal, so we can make our desired shapes and sizes. So this operation is called planing operation. Now here we can see a common diagram of a plane. So now we can see the parts of planes for the common plane. So body or stock, you can see here. So body or stock, and the next is sole or bottom. Sole or bottom, blade or iron cutter. Blade or iron cutter. Next, handle. Either this would be a iron or wood. Next is knob, wedge, pack iron. Okay. Next, a small brief discussion about the parts of planes. We can see here. So body, it is made of wood or metal. Sole, so sole is the nothing but the bottom face of the stock. Next, iron cutter. So it is made of tool steel, so which is fitted into the body and ground to suitable cutting angle. Okay, as per our requirement, so we can adjust this iron cutter within the body, okay, as per our suitable cutting angle. Next is wedge. So wedge is made of wood, which is used to cut deep, deep metal, and it can be adjusted by the wedge. Next is handle. Okay, so it is made up of wood and it is used for holding, and it is located at the back of the plane. And the next part is knob. So it is also made up of wood and it is also used for holding the, it is also used for holding. and it is placed at the front of the plane. So we can hold the knob with left hand and handle with right hand. Next we can see the some of the specifications of planes. So you can see here length of sole, okay, that is body length of sole is about 350 mm, and the width of the blade is about 50 mm. Okay, next we can see the various types of planes. So we have number of planes. So among them, first is jack plane. So this jack plane is again subclassified into two types. So first one is wooden jack plane, second metal jack plane. Okay, and the second is trying plane. Next, smoothing plane, and the other types of planes are rivet plane, bluff plane, router plane, spoke shave, special planes. Okay, so first we can learn about the wooden jack plane. Okay, this is a diagram of a wooden jack plane. So I will zoom the figure here. You can see the types of planes, parts of planes, sorry. So here we can see the wooden jack plane parts: handle, sole, fixing screw, mouth, stock, knob, escapement, wedge, cap iron, okay, and plane iron. So all these are the parts of wooden jack plane. Next, so body is made of wood. Okay, the body of this jack plane is made of wood, and blade or iron cutter is fastened at an angle of 45 degrees to the sole. So simply we can say that this blade is inserted into the sole at an angle of 45 degrees, okay, which is fixed. Next, so cap iron. So cap iron and cutter are assembled. Okay, so cap iron and cutter, that is nothing but blade. Okay, cap iron and cutter are assembled and inserted in the mouth. Okay, so this mouth is specified or located at the top of the sole. Okay, so these two are inserted in the mouth along with wedge. Okay, next you can see the actual diagram of a wooden jack plane. Okay, next, so wooden wedge. So what is the purpose of wooden wedge? So wooden wedge holds the cutter in a position. So the wedge which holds the cutter, iron cutter, so that the cutter will not move while planing operation is performing. So cap iron gives reinforcement to the cutter, so to avoid bending. That is the purpose of cap iron, so which gives reinforcement. Okay, next, so blade or cutter can be adjusted for deeper cuts. If you want to make deeper cuts on the wooden workpiece, so what you have to do, we can adjust the blade, okay, by using set screw. Okay, next, so length of jack plane, that is about 350 mm to 425 mm. that will be the length of the jack plane. Next, width of the blade. Okay, width of the cutting blade is about 50 mm to 75 mm. That is the width of the blade. Next, second jack plane is metal jack plane. Right. So here we can see the metal jack plane diagram. Okay, I am going to zoom the figure. Wait. Yeah, this is the metal jack plane diagram. Okay, so we can go through the parts of the metal jack plane. So at the bottom, this part is called sole. Next, back of it there is a handle and lateral adjusting lever, blade, adjustable screw, cap iron, lever cap and mouth, and also there is another part called knob. So these are the various parts of metal jack plane. Okay, now we can see the small discussion about the each and every part. Okay, so body is made of a grey cast iron. The body of this metal jack plane is made of grey cast iron. Next, which serves the same purpose as that of the wooden jack plane. So whatever the topic we have discussed in previous slides, that is about wooden jack plane. So the same purpose only. So we are using the metal jack plane also. Okay, which serve the same purpose as wooden jack plane. Okay, so which gives a better finish than the wooden jack plane. Okay, this metal jack plane is which gives the better finish than that of the wooden jack plane. Okay, next, handle and knob both are made of wood and to hold with hands. Okay, these handle and knob are made of wood and you hold with hands. Okay, next, so these I will go back again. These handle and knob, this knob is hold with left hand and the handle is hold with right hand. So by moving the plane we can remove the unwanted material from the wooden workpiece. Okay, next, cutter, cap iron, lever cap and set screw are the other parts. Next, so deep of cut, that is nothing but depth of cut adjusted with set screw. Suppose if you want to make the cuts to a deeper one, okay, deeper distance, so we have to adjust the cutter by using the set screw. Okay, next, lever used for lateral adjustment of blades. Okay, this lever is used for the lateral adjustment of blade. Next, so this is a diagram of a metal jack plane. Okay, here we can see the knob, handle. So these two are made with wood and the remaining parts, that is wedge, cap iron, blade, that is nothing but cutter, iron cutter and some other, that is adjustable screws and lever screws. All these are made with some irons. Okay, the body of this metal jack plane is made with grey cast iron. Okay, next we can see the triangle plane. Okay, this is a diagram of a trying plane. Okay, so I will show in zoom. Yeah, this is a diagram of a trying plane. Okay, now you can go through the parts of the trying plane: sole, handle, block, wedge, escapement, and mount. Okay, so these are the various parts of trying plane. So trying plane is nothing but a longer wooden jack plane. So this trying plane is nothing but the a longer wooden jack plane. Next, so this trying plane is used on surface after the wooden jack plane, okay, to make the true flat surface. So when we are using this type of trying planes means, so after doing the cleaning or smoothing the surface of the workpiece by wooden jack plane, then we are preferring for the trying plane to make the surface true, okay, true flat surfaces. Okay, next, so the length of the trying plane, okay, trying plane length of the stock, so which varies from 500 mm to 760 mm. Okay, this will be the length of the stock. Next, width of the iron cutter. So this will be the width of the iron cutter is of about 600 mm. Okay, that is the width of the iron cutter. Next plane is smoothing plane. Okay, this is a diagram. Okay, this is a diagram of a smoothing plane. Name indicates smoothing. Okay, so that we can get an idea about smoothing plane. Okay, right. So the smoothing plane is similar to jack plane. Okay, this smoothing plane is similar to jack planes, but this is smaller in size. Okay, the size of the smoothing plane is small, and for this there is no handle. Okay, to hold the plane, so for this there are no handle, there is no handle and knob. Next, straight cutting edge. Okay, so this is used, it has a straight cutting edge. So this is used for finishing and smoothing the surfaces. Okay, so when we are using, already the planes are, so already in the, sorry, so this is used for finishing and smoothing the surfaces, so which are already planed by a jack plane or trying plane. Okay, simply we can say that after operation is performed by the, that is smoothing and finishing operation is performed by the jack plane or trying plane, then for further finishing and smoothing, so are preferring for the smoothing plane. Okay, next, the length varies from the length varies between 200 mm to 300 mm. Okay, this is the length of the plane. Next, so this is having the blade width. For this having, there is a blade width, so that is about 70 mm. Okay, so that will be the width of the blade. Okay, here we can observe the, here we can observe the diagram. Here there are no handles and handle and knob. Okay, but the performance, but the operation is as similar to the jack planes. Okay, but it is better than the jack plane whenever we require smoothing and finishing operations. So for that, so we are preferring for the smoothing planes. Okay, So these are the objectives. Okay, you can see here. So special planes: compass plane or circular plane, bullnose rebate plane, bullnose rebate plane. Next is block plane. Next, molding plane. So all these are the different types of special planes. Okay, right. Now we discuss about the rebate plane. Now this is discuss about the rebate plane. So this will be the diagram of a rebate plane. So we can observe the figure here. So I will zoom it. Yeah, this is the diagram of a rebate plane. For this also there is no handle and knob. Okay, there is no handle and knob for this type of plane. Okay, next. So this is also smaller in size. Okay, this rebate plane is smaller in size, and this is used to cut the recess along the edge of the workpiece. Okay, so this is used to cut the recess along the edges of the wooden workpiece. Next, recesses are called rivets. Okay, these are nothing but rivets. Okay, that's why you can call it as a rivet plane. And the length of the stock of this rivet plane is about 200 mm. Okay, that will be the length of the stock. Next, width of the blade. Whatever the blade we are using in the rivet plane, that blade width is about 12 mm to 50 mm. Okay, that will be the width of the blade. Next one is fluff plane. Okay, another plane is fluff plane. So we can see the diagram here. So somewhat it is different look for the by the other planes. Okay, so it is totally different in look. Okay, just we can observe the figure here. Okay, right. So this fluff plane is used for making deep grooves, okay, of standard sizes. Okay, suppose if you want to make some deep grooves, okay, we are preferring for the fluff plane. Okay, those grooves are also of standard sizes. Okay, next, so depth gauge is fixed on the body. Okay, depth gauge is fixed on the body, operated by thumb screw. Okay, just we are keeping the depth gauge which is going to be fixed on the body of the fluff plane. Okay, and that can depth gauge is operated by the thumb screw. Next, so cutters are interchangeable. Okay, in this fluff plane, in this plane, the cutters may be interchangeable. Okay, so we can adjust, or those cutters are adjustable or interchangeable cutters. Next, in the width of the cutter. Okay, the width of the cutter is about 3 mm to 15 mm in steps of 2 mm. Okay, 3 mm to 15 mm in steps of 2 mm. Okay, so next is router plane. Next is router plane. Yeah, here we can see the diagram. So this is the rotor plane diagram. Okay, so I will zoom it. Right, Now you can see here. Okay, you can observe the parts. So here we have only two parts. So what are those? Blade and wedge. So this is totally different with totally different look for the other planes. Okay, right. 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 So these router planes are used for finishing the grooves. So whatever the grooves are prepared by the previous plane, so those grooves are finished. Okay, so by using this type of plane. Okay, you can see here. So router plane is used for finishing the grooves to constant deep, so which are made of chisel and saw. So on the workpieces, so we can make some grooves by using chisels and saws. So those grooves are finished by the router plane. Okay, so that is the purpose of router plane. Next we can see here. So this, that is spoke shape. So we can see the diagram of a spoke shape. Okay, so here we can observe the parts. You can see here. So here we have two parts and there are two screws. Okay, you can see. So the parts are cap iron and blade. Okay, so this spoke shave is used for finishing and smoothing the curved surfaces made by Bausa. Okay, so whatever the component, that is wooden component, wooden workpieces are done by the Bausa, that is curved shape, that is French curves. French curves are arcs. So those arcs and French curves are going to be smooth or finishing. So that process is done by the spoke shave. Okay, that is, it is spoke shave is used for finishing and smoothing the curved surfaces on the workpieces, that is wooden workpieces, which is made by a bow saw. Okay, next, the blade and cap iron. Okay, for the spoke shave, the blade and the cap iron is held by a screw. Okay, so here we can see the screws. So by using this screw, so we can hold the blade and the cap iron. Okay, next, so the depth of cut adjusted by two nulled nuts. Okay, so we can observe here we have two nuts, screw nuts. So what is the use of that nuts? So whenever you want to make depth of cuts, okay, so by using these two null nuts, so we can adjust the blade. Okay, so that we can make deeper cuts. Next, so here we have two handles for holding. Okay, for both the sides. So here we have two handles. Okay, so next is special planes. Okay, so next is special planes. So here we can see the diagram here. So this is the diagram of a special compass plane. Okay, so we can go through the parts here. Handle, from left to right I am going. Okay, so handle, frame, locking screw, sole adjustment screw, cutting iron, back iron, again handle, cutting iron adjustment screw, and flexible spring steel sole. Okay, this is a sole, flexible spring steel sole. Okay, so these are the various parts of special purpose compass plane. Okay, right, we can see here, or we can also called as circular plane. Right, so planing shallow curves. Okay, so whatever the shallow curves are prepared on the wooden workpiece, so those shallow curves are going to be some planing operation. So that is performed by using a special plane called compass plane. Okay, next, the stock may be either wood or metal. Okay, so stock for the compass plane is made with either wood or metal. Next, so this is a flexible spring steel sole adjusted for concave or convex contours. Okay, suppose we are using concave or convex contour workpieces, so for that type of workpieces we are preferring for this compass planes. Why? Because here we have a flexible spring steel sole. Okay, that will be adjusted. Next special plane is bull nose plane. Bull nose plane, you can see here, this is a diagram of a bull nose plane. Okay, right, so this bull nose plane is used for cleaning up rebates and chamfers. Okay, so this the purpose of this bull nose plane is to cleaning up the rebates and chamfers. Okay, on the wooden workpiece. Next one is, I think this is the last one, that is block plane. Okay, so next one is a block plane. Now we can see the diagram here. Okay, I am going to zoom it. Okay, yeah, right, so the purpose of this block plane, so it is used for finishing. Okay, it it is used for finishing meters and small chamfers. Okay, the purpose of this block plane is used for finishing meters and small chamfers. Okay, whatever the chamfers and meters are there on the workpiece, so those are going to be finishing. Okay, so that's finishing operations performed by the a block plane. Okay, next we have a one more one, that is molding plane. Okay, here we can see, this is a diagram of a molding plane. This is another type of special purpose plane, special plane. Okay, right, right, so this special molding plane is used for various shaped edges of molds. Okay, so whatever the wooden molds are prepared by the carpenter, so those mold edges are going to be sharpened. Okay, okay, so this is used for edges of the molds we going to be shaped. Next, the cutter is made in different shapes. Okay, so whatever the cutter we are using in this special molding plane, so those cutter is made in different shapes. Okay, next, a molding plane can be produced. Okay, a molding plane can be produced a half round edge of mold. Okay, a molding plane can produce. So what is the what can what mold this molding plane can produce? So a half round edge of mold. Okay, so this can be produced. Okay, so I will conclude this class. Okay, so this is the end of this class. Okay, I'm going to stop now.